Well, I just got dropped off by my shuttle driver, Quest, from Four Pines Hostel. This is where I came out of the woods the other day, right here, and about to head out to Dragon's Tooth today. Starting here at 697.5 mile marker and headed on. All right, here we go. Well, and I am going to two of those three places. I'm going to Dragon's Tooth in 5.6, and then the road the hostel is on is Route 624, so that's 7.8 miles where the trail meets the road, and another 0.2 or 3 up to the hostel. So, all right, so here's what I'm faced with first off. Stairs. Gonna be a lot of climbing today. All right, here we go. Failed to mention I'm starting about 8:20 this morning. And it is June 5th, it's a Thursday. So, all right, let's go. Well, I've been climbing since I started, last 30 minutes or so. I hit a level spot, but I know it's not gonna last, because I'm pretty much climbing all the way to Dragon's Tooth, at 5.6 miles. Yeah, I believe it's downhill after that, but a lot of rock scrambled down after too. Okay, let's go. Well, I've made it to the cutoff to the Pickle Branch Shelter, and it's a 1/3 of a mile down that way. So glad I'm not doing that, but I've got a nice trail in front of me though for a while. Kind of hadn't been nice for the last quarter mile maybe not hardly that long. I'm gonna put this phone away so I can make better time on these cruisy parts. I know I won't get to make the big time in a little while. Well, that's not a natural occurrence. It's like something just stacked all those rocks there. There's none anywhere else around, so just a big pile of rocks been dropped there. You know, sometimes you're just looking at the trail, make sure you don't trip on something and forget to look around at the scenery. It's a beautiful forest. Birds are singing, which I've been hearing the birds. Squirrels are running. Right now I'm gradually climbing, which I'd do this all day if that's the case. Well, there've been a few switchbacks. Here's where I came from. Here's where I'm going. I talked to my sister, older sister yesterday, who I talked to both sisters yesterday, but the older one that's going through cancer treatments, and she's doing well. She has one more treatment, and she said she'd heard me say something about switchbacks, but didn't know really what they were. So I told her it's basically zigzags up the mountain to break up from climbing straight up. So the trail just kind of zigzags up the mountain, so it's not so steep, and it's easier to climb. Still hard, but easier. All right, let's go. And of course, switchbacks on the side of a mountain, if you're going down, also makes it easier, so it's not so steep going down. So it works the same both ways. Not so steep going down, not so steep going up. Hikers love switchbacks and zigzags. That's the way I've been coming from. That's the way I'm going. I stopped just to check. It's been about an hour on the trail, and I have done exactly 2 miles in just shy of an hour. So I'm about 0.2 from a scenic section called the Ledges. You may recall 2 days ago I was on another mountain, another set of named ledges called Ledges. It's where all those slanted rocks were and the big views were. So anyway, I'm looking forward to the Ledges here today, so it's gonna be fun. And I think I'll be more than halfway up the climb for the day. I still not finished climbing because I got to climb up to Dragon's Tooth. I know that's gonna be a struggle. All right, here we go. Here's a nice view. There's better ones coming, or more open ones, I guess. Bigger, I don't know. Less tree obstacles. Still nice though, down in the valley. Someone made a 700 mile mark out of pine cones. That's 700 if you started at Springer. Of course, I have about a 450 mile gap that I'll be making up later. So, but if you came from Springer, this is the 700-mile mark. Well, so far the trail up on top's just been some big boulders and rocks that you go through or over or whatever, but not too bad. I don't believe I mentioned today that I am slack packing. You'll see why later after Dragon's Tooth why I'm slack packing, but I'll probably have 10 pounds or less on my backpack today. Nearly 4 of that is water, so because there's no water sources along this path today. So anyway, another fun and interesting and I'll go ahead and say gross fact that hikers go through every day is through all this climbing up and down that we do, we breathe in a whole lot and out, exhale too, and it creates a lot of moisture in our sinus cavities. And so you're constantly blowing your nose, and when you blow your nose and you're not using tissue or whatever, you're blowing what's called snot rockets out your nose. I know that's gross, but you blow them out and then you use a rag or something to wipe your nose and you keep going. But you do that a lot during the day because a lot of moisture build up. It's gross, I know. Well, the last quarter mile or so for the next, and including up to the next, including another mile and a half or so, it's just some ups and downs, kind of like a sawtooth. Small ups and downs until I get to the last mile before Dragon's Tooth. Anyway, some of it's been pleasant, like this right here, so been able to pick the pace up and move on. Little rocks like this show up. Just step over them, step around them. Make sure you don't trip, and you keep going. So that was a little down and then an even spot. Now see, I'm going up now, a little ways. Like I said, it's been like this for a quarter of a mile, and it's gonna be like this a total of 2 miles. It's another mile and a half or so. Yeah, this is a little more tricky, so I'll put this away. Well, the technical hiking has returned. I'm 1.3 from another section called the Ledges, and I'm only 1.6 from Dragon's Tooth, so making real good time today. Well, I just stopped right there on that rock. That's the way it came from. Sat there on the rock and had a Snickers and some water, and changed out my hat to a bandana, and because I'm sweating today. A little bit of breeze blowing, but not much. You can barely see the leaves moving. Well, I believe the fun begins. You can see a faint white blaze on that second tree there. Gotta crawl up over this somehow. I don't know if you can see this, but this is belly high on me. I'm gonna move down so you can see where my knee is. I gotta get up there somehow. That's a big step. I already laid my poles across. I'm gonna pull myself up. Well, I made it, but it's not over. Got more coming. Well, with all the rock scrambling I've been doing, this is a pleasant surprise. It's not gonna last, but it's pleasant because it's hot today and no breeze blowing. And see what my thermometer says. It says 73, and that's in the shade. So, and no breeze. Yeah, I hear you, birds. All right. Yep. They're making me work for this view of a dragon tooth. That is straighter than straight up, if there is such a thing. This is gonna be a beast to climb right here. All right, let's go. All right, Thursday, June 4th at noon. I made it to the first of the Triple Crowns. This is Dragon's Tooth. Get over, there's some other people here, so, but that's it up that way. I'll get some photos of it later. There's, you can see what else there is to see. And there's some other ones too. I mean, that's big rocks. Well, this is the way you go around if you're going to climb up on it. I'm going to climb some up. I don't know how far, but we're going to see how far it has to go. Yeah, it goes way back up in there. I see some people right in there, but we'll see how far I go. Well, it appears you can climb up through there under the boulder wedge there and up to the next level, so I'm gonna see. Don't know if I'll go all the way or not, but we'll see. All right, that's Dragon Tooth up behind me. I'm got about halfway up it, and that's as far as I'm going. I'll show you the way down in just a second. All right, this is how you go down from where I was. I was about halfway up. You could crawl over this rock right here or go through this little wedge. So I'm choosing to go through this little wedge and lean over. Then you gotta end up down there somehow. It's the boulder that's stuck right here and you gotta climb down between there. That's how I came up. Then you go right down through there. When you get down there, it's easy once you get down this little hole right here. Yeah, it's not showing up because it's too dark or too bright out here today. I'll open it back up when I get down there, film some more. And this is why I climbed up here. And that's Dragon Tooth up there. Top of it, I mean, I'm on Dragon's Tooth, but that's the tip of it up that way. Some people climb all the way up there. Not me. There we go. Getting on down through here now. And just come on around through here. There's a big open area right here. Lots of places to see it and all. I'm sure a lot of people come up here on weekends and have picnics and things. There's a parking lot 2.4 miles down below here for day hikers. Still not down though. I gotta get down there. So now I gotta basically slide down this little thing right here. That's how I climb up. All right, let's get going. I'm down here now and there's nobody else here. Got to see some people leave me. Oh, here comes someone down there. I'm basically by myself. I was up about halfway of that. That's the Dragon Tooth there. I've seen this area right here in so many people's videos as they came up to got here. It's just kind of strange to be sitting here. About to have some lunch. Eat some crackers, peanut butter, and electrolytes before I go down this mountain. Well, back to the White Blazes. Coming back up from Dragon's Tooth. Now I'm starting down. Supposedly is a pretty sketchy descent, so we'll see how it goes. Just big rock steps. That's so far, that's good. Don't mind those. Well, got a little help here. Got some steel stuck in the rock. Not sure what I'm gonna do here. Probably throw my sticks down. And now to keep going. Not as hard as it looked.
Let's go. Having a great day,
Yeah.
man. How you doing?
Yeah, me too.
Keeping on going down though.
Enjoy the hot.
Well, this wasn't as hard as it looks, but it is hard. Glad I don't have a full pack on. That's why I slack pack today. It's climbing down all this mess. It's just more of the same, just not as steep. This one's definitely tricky. Maybe the trickiest one yet. Yep. I gotta go all these ledges and then end up down there. Alright. Put this away. I was wrong. I came down that way. Not supposed to go that way. I'll go this way. Follow White Blaze. It's gotten better. Just big steps now so far. I hope it keeps this way for a while. That stuff back there was pretty sketchy. I made it down okay though. No big deal. Just one place I slid on my hiney, but that was on purpose. So, all right, let's go. Obviously I can't video while I'm hiking through over this stuff, but came over there, see there's a White Blaze down by my feet. There's the next White Blaze up and over and continues. So a lot of rock scrambling today downhill. Get ready. I'm looking forward to a long stretch. I can stretch my legs and move quicker. All right, let's go. Well, a minute ago I went by a trail junction where, well, a Y in the trail, I should say, where Blue Blaze led day hikers down from Dragon's Tooth down to their parking area, trailhead, I guess you call it. And then the White Blazes led me this way. A little sharp climb for a few minutes. And now it's level and should be dropping off soon. I think I'm finished with all that rock scramble stuff. I hope so. It was fun. It was hard, but fun. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I'm glad I was coming down and not going up though, because it would have been a climb, like climbing monkey bars or something, or a ladder. All right, let's go. Well, they're throwing rocks back at us. Oop. And a pretty good drop off. Whoa, my. Okay, I thought I was finished with this stuff. Well, I made it. And I thought I was finished with the views today. And the day's still going. Climbs and rocks and roots. Young lady just passed me. She's through hiking. Her name was Flying Fox. And I told her that my wife's maiden name was Fox. She had some fox gaiters on. Well, I just came out of the woods right there behind me, almost down those stairs. I'm at I've got Virginia 654, I think. Anyway, it's the road that leads up to the hostel. I'm at mile marker 705.4, and tomorrow morning I will be leaving. You can see the kind of back there, a little White Blaze on a tree, but a little pull off right there. That's where I'll be headed up toward McAfee Knob tomorrow. So again, this is where I got to today, and I will recap in a little bit, but just wanted to stop this right where I got out of the trail. Okay, it's time to wrap up today before dinner starts. It's Thursday, June 4th. I began the day at VA 620, Highway 620, mile marker 697.5. Hiked to Virginia 624, which is at 705.4. That makes it a 7.9 day. Came back to Four Pines Hostel. And but today included Dragon's Tooth, the first of the Triple Crown in Virginia. So it was amazing. It was a great hike, and really enjoyed it. I was able to FaceTime my wife there, and she got to see it as well. So took some photos and all that. So I hope everything looks good in the videos that we make today. All right, appreciate everybody out there, and I hope you're having a great day, and I appreciate you watching. Bye.